our life can become unrecognizable in the most remarkable way. So these keys that I'll be sharing with you, they blend together our holy ideas, they blend together our virtues and ways of being that bring us into this inner congruency as a three-centered being of wisdom, love, and power. They primarily have the function to help us clarify, purify, and mature our egoic tendencies. So we become more identified with our inherent goodness and power. And this is a long-standing practice because it works through direct application only. It does not work through theory in any way, shape, or form. We could think, I'm going to be patient. I'm going to be a patient person until the cows come home, right? And how long till that falls off? Till that falls off the cliff and we find impatience. If that's one of our egoic tendencies, right? We're like, oh, it's back. So I like to think of our inner work is if you picture a vase of clear water and you dump in some potting soil, right? And you take a spoon and you're like, I want to get this. I want to clean the water. Well, our inner work is first like we're using a spoon to scoop out the chunks of potting soil, right? And we can get some big chunks out. But then after a while, if we keep taking a spoon to get the little particulate out, we're going to be tossing out some of the clear water with it. So the keys are the other method. We have our conscious inner work, and the keys are like taking another pitcher of clear water and pouring it into this vase of water that has some particulate in it. And it's going to flush out the other impurities. It's going to naturally rise up and release. And that's how the keys work. The keys are like a medicine, and they know exactly how to work us. Our job is to simply remember to work with them. We want to use them consistently. If you want results, if you want to notice any shifts in yourself, use them devotedly. I like to imagine that I'm sitting at the feet of wisdom, that I'm sitting at the feet of love, and I'm sitting at the feet of power in this practice. And we want to use them repeatedly because then it becomes our default setting. The keys are one of the deepest practices I know because they're simple and they work. They help us to mature the ego. So we don't become more identified with our inherent, so that we do become more identified with our inherent goodness rather than our habits and our reactions. We are here to mature and polish and clarify our egoic tendencies. We're not trying to beat it back. The ego is not the bad guy at all. The ego, I invite you to think of it more as a series of very innocent and at the time wise survival strategies that we adapted and adopted in our childhood, especially around the age 6, around 10, and around 15. So there's nothing, it's not the bad guy, but our spiritual work is to clarify and purify the ego so we can operate. The world of the egoic tendencies is automatic and unconscious. And how the keys work is they move us into the direction of operating from a place of conscious awareness. And from this place of being conscious, we can be inspired and we can create. We are creators, each one of us. We are creators. And inspired means to be breathed into by the divine creative forces, right? It's very difficult to catch inspiration when we are operating in the world of automatic, unconscious egoic tendencies. So the keys help to mature the ego so it can be more like the servant of the master. So this week's key, it's 2 parts. Some of them are in 2 parts, is to enjoy and to be useful. So let me unpack enjoy a little bit. We're not trying to do anything perfectly. We're inviting more awareness, and small daily moments are where the medicine works. Okay. Small, repeated moments. I when these keys were finding me many years ago, I would write on my wrist whatever the key was that I was working with because it would often be in my visual field, or I would make a my wallpaper on my cell phone, right? We look at our phones about 500 times a day, literally. That's the research. So I would put the key there as a reminder, and I have an image that I can share with you over in the Great Energy community. So enjoy, to enjoy. Listen to the word enjoy. Enjoyment is the state of being in joy, connected to joy. It is how we experience enjoyment is completely unique and specific to each individual. Enjoyment and to enjoy is not the same as gratification. It's not the same as satisfaction. It's not the same as comfort or distraction. So there may be some tasks in our lives. You might say, well, I don't enjoy every task. I'm not enjoying this. However, we can pause to bring enjoyment. Enjoyment is about how do we meet the task. Remember, go back to we're here to our dharma, our job description is to be in harmony with our karma, is to be in harmony with what is. Enjoyment is a relational process. It is how you meet the moment.